Are you looking for the best, most fun career mode teams in FIFA 23 to start off a new save game? Well, nice job! You've chosen the perfect video for that. Sit back, relax, and choose a team that you will really love to play with. If you're also a big fan of FIFA 23, but your team is not good enough to win a lot of games, don't worry. Go to u7buy.com, the best place for your FIFA 23 coins. Click the link in the description, and when you're checking out, use the coupon code VIVA for an extra 5% discount. Starting off the episode, can you make Ajax Amsterdam great again? This year, it's a disaster show in Europe and also so far in the Dutch Eredivisie for Ajax Amsterdam. But can you blame them? They lost a lot of players. Let's go. Haller, Borussia Dortmund, Masraoui, Gravenberg, Bayern Munich, Anthony, Martinez going to Manchester United. And that is only a couple of players like Andre Onana going to Inter on a free deal. And they have Tadic and Blind, who are two old stars. Way too old if you're asking me. So you need to rebuild Ajax from the ground up. You have yourself some talented players like Kudus, Brian Brugge, Timber, that is okay, but for the rest, it is a disaster. So you need to scout in South America, scout in Scandinavia, that is what Ajax likes to do, and build yourself that super squad. Another Premier League side is of course Manchester United, because wow, Erik ten Hag has a great task to do, and if you see the lineup of Manchester United, I can say, well, they have a great team. Ronaldo is still 90 rated, Bruno Fernandes on that midfield, Casemiro 89 rated, Rashford 84 rated. That's a great looking team, isn't it? I would always put Maguire on the bench and sell him ASAP, go for Rafael Varane on that center back spot with Martinez, because I would not put in Maguire anymore. He would be the first player I would sell. Or do you want to make a meme out of it, make Harry Maguire a captain and win every single trophy you can with him as your leading player? But really serious, you have a lot of old players. Eriksen is 31, I believe. Ronaldo, 37. David Gea, 33. So you need to do something in the long run to make Man United great again. And once again, watch my videos for more expensive players with potential over 90, because that's what you need at Man United. The big old club in the Belgian Pro League. This year, Club Brugge already knocked it to the knockout stage of the Champions League. But Anderlecht really needs to refine themselves. They have a lot of interesting young players. Unluckily, the strikers Silva and Esposito are loaned in, but you can buy them after the loan season for a pretty nice price. You have a playmaker on the midfield, as you can see, who's also great, Jari Verscharen. He's a young and talented player. The right center back is also a young player who plays in the Belgium national team, De Bast. So you have a lot of future skilled players. Jan Vertonghen is on the bench. I would say put him in instantly. And on the bench you also have some interested options as well with youth academy players with high potential. So Anderlecht is like Ajax Amsterdam is in the Netherlands, but lately they dropped down the ranks, and Club Brugge, Royal Antwerp, Union Saint-Gilloise is actually doing much better. It's up to you to make Anderlecht great again. So you're looking for a road to glory career mode, what you can play a couple of weeks or months in a row, then I would say go for Salford City. It's not the worst team in the League 2 in England. I know some people love to get the worst team. Well, look for a one-star team and pick it up. But Salford City, you know it or you might not know it, is owned by a couple of class of 1992, I believe it is, of Man United, like Neville Brothers, Paul Scholes, etc. Nicky Butt, I believe, is also in there. And Salford has a nice squad, especially the right winger Bailey on the bench has the potential to go over 80 and actually becoming a Premier League player. So looking for a road to glory, Salford City is the... Oh man, Juventus can actually forget, I think, European football after the winter. Well, maybe the European League, but the Champions League, bye-bye, and they invested big time. Vlahovic, 90 million pounds, Angel Di Maria, free deal, Chiesa, 60 million pounds a couple of years ago. So they have a great squad, but they don't have a coach that can make them great again. If you look at the team with Bremer as your center back and Cuadrado right back, you have a bloody awesome team. It can't be that bad, but hey, looking for an easier save game and bringing old glory back to the old lady, Juve is a fine game to play. Going to the La Liga, and hey, get yourself a Barcelona save game. It's one of the easier save games, so it is fun, but this is normally for the people that just like to start playing the career mode and win a lot of games. They don't have to hit the transfer market too hard, but if you want to stay with Barcelona for a long term, I would say put Frankie on the CDM spot, sell Busquets, put Gavi on the midfield with Pedri. So Frankie, Gavi, Pedri, Kessie as a backup. You need to replace BK, Ter Stegen in a couple of seasons. Lewandowski, as good as he is, he needs to be replaced as well. So there is a lot of freshening up to do. Jordi Alba, I would put him to the bench and put Balde in that position because that is what's going on in real life as well. And trust me guys, with the Barcelona save game, you can be great in an instant. Can you reach the knockout stage of the Champions League? Something they couldn't do in real life. Will you be that man that makes Barcelona proud in a youth academy? Would you focus on youth players in combination with a couple of good signings to make the Barcelona people see, hey, that's our tiki-taka team. If you like to play with Turkish Super League teams, I would either say go for Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. Why? I love both their shirts a lot. That's always cool. I love the badge. That's also cool. Plus, Fenerbahce and Galatasaray, they shopped until they dropped in Europe. For example, Gala got Van Arnold in the Premier League 1 year ago already, but they refreshed it with Mauro Icardi, with Dries Mertens, and a lot of other great players. So Galatasaray won the European Cup in the year 2000 with Hakan Şükür as their super striker. Can you become the new manager that will bring back success to Gala, to Chimbam, or will you choose for Fenerbahce? It's up to you. Bring back the cup to Turkey and you will have a lot of fans on Instagram, Twitter, or anywhere where you'll be posting some updates about that save game. In the Premier League, we have some, well, several cool opportunities. For example, in real life, Arsenal is leading the Premier League, but can they keep it up in real life? Well, it's up to you to keep it up in the career mode. They have a lot of young players. For example, from their goalkeeper to the striker, there's only 2 players older than 25, and that is Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey, the 2 CDM. So you might replace them in the long run, but no problem. You can go for a player like Declan Rice, and that's fixed, for example. But still, Jesus, Ødegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Marquinhos, young Brazilian winger on the bench, Zinchenko, White, the whole team. It's young, it feels fresh, it feels good, and it's an easy career mode at the start. But to really make them top again, you have to beat City, Chelsea, United, and also Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. So hey, Arsenal, back to the Invincibles? Is that you call? But if you think that challenge for Auxerre earlier on in the episode is a little bit too hard for you, don't worry, go for Olympique Lyonnais. It is not like Paris Saint-Germain that easy, and they don't have all the youngsters Monaco have in the long run to be invincible. No, they have a mixture of that. They have some old geezers, like for example Lacazette, Toko Ekambi, and even Dembele on the bench. It's not the youngest anymore, 26, 27. Their growth potential is close to exactly 0, and some interesting players on the bench like Shurki, for example, who will go up to a 90+ rated player. So a lot of things to do for you. Put the players in with young talents and replace in the long run Lacazette and his friends, because you need something else to be victorious over Paris Saint-Germain, who still have the best potential to win the Ligue 1 every single year. But you can actually frustrate all those rich bastards at Paris Saint-Germain by winning trophy after. In the championship, I would love to go for Sunderland. They're finally back in the championship, so newly promoted, a big club. They had a lot of amazing players in the past, like Calvin Phillips, for example, and, well, you want to bring them back to the Premier League, but that's a tough job. If you play on Legendary and the team of Sunderland isn't that great, trust me, you will have trouble winning games. Of course, you can loan in, you can sign players from my videos and become better and have high potential, but at the start, Sunderland is one of the weakest teams in the championship. But if you can bring them back to the Champions League, well, you'll be a hero forever. Are there people from the Major League Soccer watching? Well, from the Major League Soccer, from America, of course, because if you want to go for a different save game, and after a couple of ones, I can imagine that this could be one of those things. You can play in the South America version of the Champions League if you do great in, of course, the MLS. Inter Miami also has Gonzalo Higuain as their superstar, but he is not that good anymore. He's way too slow, if you're asking me. So rebuild it and almost sell every single player. You can keep Pozzuelo. That's the only thing you might want to keep on the camp position. And for the rest, scout in South America. That's what Inter Miami and clubs like that love to do. And bring back young, fresh players from Mid-America, Mexico, South America, Colombia, Ecuador, Brazil, Argentina. And with that, build yourself a South American superstar. There's one team I absolutely love in the Bundesliga, and that is Borussia Dortmund, and I will tell you why. With Moukoko, they have one of the biggest young talents. He will go up to a 90+ rated striker, the new Cristiano Ronaldo and Mbappe playing with your side. Gino Bittens is a winger that will go up to 89, so in the long run also great. And then I'm not even spoke about Ade Jamie, I am not speaking about Daniel Malen, I am not speaking about Reina, I'm not speaking about Schlotterbeck, Köbel, so you know what I mean. In the future, the Borussia Dortmund team only needs 3-4 signings, youngsters, like I will show you in my videos if you click the I button, to make that team easy peasy beating Bayern Munich. So listen closely to my videos to make Borussia Dortmund an awesome save game. And also in the Serie A, we have a nice road to glory, and that is AC Monza. The team owned by Silvio Berlusconi, the former leader of AC Milan, has a pretty decent team after winning promotion, and you should be easy handling yourself in the Premier League. In the Serie A, of course. You should not relegate and then build it up, because the team has one downside. It's a bunch of old geezers. No disrespect, of course, but in the career mode, they will not grow. They will not become better. It is what you see, is what it stays, is what you get. It's that easy with Monza. Decent at the start, but I don't have to tell you that in the long run, you need to refresh every single position. Change them, rebuild it, and Monza might beat Milan. How awesome would that be? Let's face it, Newcastle will be top in a couple of years, but you can speed up that process. You can make it Manchester City within 2 seasons. The money is there. Newcastle has a pretty awesome team. The whole midfield, for example, with Guimaraes, Willock, and Joelinton is 23, 25, 24, so that's great for the long run. And also the strikers, Isaac, Saint-Maximin, and Almiron, he's the oldest one, with 28 years old. That is still great to go for. Sven Botman has the potential to go up to 88 as a center back, and Nick Pope is a decent goalkeeper. So overall, Newcastle has everything within themselves to make them conquer the EPL and later on the Champions League. Go to the Ligue 1, and of course I will not choose Paris Saint-Germain. That's so boring. I would go for AJ Auxerre. If you're a little bit old school, you know they had the lives of Philippe Mexes and Gilles Cissé in the past. They were a youth academy rocking side, like as Monaco feels at the moment. AJ Auxerre was that. They now are back in the Ligue 1. They have one of the most horrendous squads. Well, they don't actually have a player I would use in the long run. So I would say refresh it, rebuild it, and Giroud, not Giroud the striker, but Giroud, I believe it was, their legendary coach, will be so proud if you can bring AJ Auxerre back to European spots. Oh, look at Derby County, relegated with Rain Gooney as their coach, but they couldn't really help it because they got 25 points deducted in total, so they would have stayed in, even finished mid-table in the championship, but now they're down, and this is like also a career mode with a bigger team in the long run. Derby County has a big fan base, is also financially healthy in the FIFA game. Don't ask me how, but they can do it. Plus they have a pretty awesome team for a League 1. They are the best team without any doubts. Plus on the bench, they have a lot of youngsters with the potential over 80. If you watch my video about the best players for less than 5 mil or less than 1 mil in the career mode, a lot of Derby County players were featuring in those videos, and you can see Derby as the upgraded version of, for example, the Salford City career. Looking for a challenge in the Premier League with a great young fresh squad, Nottingham Forest is the way to go. They have a lot of amazing players. For example, on the bench we have Taiwo and Dennis. They can easily start instead of Gibbs White and Johnson. I would always use Gibbs White in my starting 11 because this man has the potential to go over 87. So Gibbs White is a must play for me. Even put Lingard on the bench. He might be one of the best at the start, but in the long run, all of those players will actually exceed the rating of Lingard, who has absolutely zero growth potential in the career mode. So I would say put Gibbs White on the camp position, Dennis and also Taiwo as your striker couple, and you have yourself a bloody awesome team to start off with, and in the long run, stay in the Premier League and try to win it. Well, boys and girls, if you love this video, let me know what team will you pick in this FIFA 23's career mode. One of these videos, well, teams, yes, no, drop it down below. And if you want to get the best possible players for your save game, matching your budget, click the I button. I made videos for that as well, to make you a career mode mastermind. Invest 1 hour of your life watching my 6-7 videos about the career mode, and you're good to go for a whole year of FIFA. It's that easy. Thanks for watching, click the I button, and I hope to see you in a flag.